Good morning. This is Faith at Faith and Books. How are you doing? I'm here in my new studio, which is my car, sitting in my garage. But I just thought I would do an update on my reading in November thus far. And also, I hope to attach to this video in the show notes or whatever, in a PDF for the City of God Read Along 2022. I'm hoping, I say that because my daughter is coming over for dinner and she knows how to do it. So I've created a reading plan, a syllabus, and I'm hoping that she will attach it for me. She and her husband are coming over this evening for dinner because they both had birthdays last week. And yesterday was my daughter-in-law's birthday, so we've got 3 November birthdays. And then we have a wedding anniversary in November. November's a big month. So, I'm hoping, so I'm going to hold off on, I'm not going to post this right away. I'm going to hold off and post it maybe, I don't know, hopefully tonight. So this is my quick update. Since I have so much reading going on, I've been resorting to using my little reading, I don't know what this is, diary or something. I just write down how I think I'm going to tackle reading all the books that I'm reading. Because the truth is, I don't like reading so many novels at the same time. I like one novel on my Kindle, so I can read it at night, and then one novel in a book form. I can read a lot of different nonfiction at the same time. That doesn't bother me. But too many novels, I get confused with characters. I forget what's happened. It's not good for me. I don't want to do more than 2. And I want to encounter them in a really different medium, I think. I don't know if Kindle's really different, but it is. It's different enough to me that it helps me distinguish and remember. So I've been using that. I'll just go in the order of the day when I try to get reading done during the day. So the very first thing I do is with my first coffee is I'm reading the Bible in a Year with Father Mike Schmitz. Today was so powerful. It's day 318. I cannot believe I've kept this up. We're in the final stretch now. We've read all of the Old Testament, except we're still reading a few Proverbs a day, and I think that will continue. And we've read 3 of the New Testament Gospels throughout the year. But now we're reading Luke, and then we're going to do the Acts, and then the epistles, and I guess wind up with Revelation, which seems appropriate. So that's been a phenomenal success, and it's really given me confidence to be able to do the City of God Read Along next year, because I really like having dedicated time every morning to do some sort of theological reading. So that's a really good thing that's happening this year. And then I'm doing a buddy read with Christina of Knitting Books, etc. And we are reading the Confessions of St. Augustine. And I am enjoying this translation so much. It's taken me a very long time to really... I intellectually got St. Augustine, but I did not connect at a heart level. I'm doing that this time, and it's wonderful. It's a really, it's been so satisfying. Now, not very far. I myself set up the reading schedule. We were going to do 5 books because the first 5 books are pretty short. I'm only at 3.5 right now. So, and it's going to be a busy day. I'll try to finish. No, I'm not at 3.5. I'm in, what am I in? What am I in? I'm in book, I'm in book 4. I'm halfway through book 4. I still have book 5. But anyway, I'm just going to keep reading along. Very worthwhile. Really enjoying it. When I usually, after reading the Bible, listening to the podcast and reading along, I try to get at least 1 book in. That's what I've been doing since I started doing this. Not 1 book, 1 chapter. So it's broken up into books. And then there's, some of the chapters are just really short, like just half a page or something. You can't speed through this, though, because it's very profound. So it's not the quickest reading. So it's very helpful that whoever, St. Augustine or whoever the publisher was, broke it up into these little chapters. Makes it much more easy to digest. So I'm really enjoying that. I try to read a little bit of that, and then in my weekday schedule, I have to stop and get the 6-year-old breakfast and make his lunch and get make sure he gets ready. He's pretty independent and eats and everything. And then I feed the chickens, and then we go off. I take him to school. Then I drive over to my grandson's. I sit in the car waiting until he's ready to come out, and that's when I read some more of this. So I try to remember to bring it with me. Last week was a bad reading week because once we came back from Concord visiting my son and his wife, I was not feeling well. I had an internal complaint and was really not feeling well. And also the 6-year-old had a half day on Wednesday and then was off on Thursday. So that disrupted my regular routine. And then on Friday, I forgot to bring this with me. So I just didn't get as much done as I thought I would. This week, I hope, will be a good reading week. Haha, famous last words. But there's not going to be any disruption in the schedule, I don't think. So hopefully things will go smoothly. And then I'm also reading A Sense of the World, How a Blind Man Became History's Greatest Traveler. And I'm reading this with Mark of Book Time with Elvis. We have not had that much discussion about it. But it's just fascinating. It's the type of book that just sucks you right in. The guy's name is James Holman, and it starts out, he was the son of an apothecary in Exeter, and his father put him in the British Navy, and that's what eventually led to his illness because he was only 12. He lied and said he was 13, but he was only 12 when he went in. Oh, it's just so brutal for children. And so apparently a lot of sailors wound up getting this horrible rheumatism because of the cold, just being exposed to the elements. And probably the nutrition was really bad. So he developed this horrible rheumatism. Twice he wound up in a hospital in Halifax. Then finally they released him. They said, you're just not fit for service. So he wound up at Bath taking the waters, and the waters were helping. Like, he would have remissions from the arthritis. It would be crippling, and then after a few months it would remit and he would feel better. But he got this terrific headache and he went blind, and they didn't know why. The book goes into the horrible Victorian kinds of ways medicine had with dealing with blindness. It's quite, it made me very squeamish. So it's an exciting book. It's a really interesting book, and that's as far as I've gotten. Right now, he is pretty much destitute. His family is not wealthy. They can't really support a blind, disabled person. He's young. He's only like 25 or 26. He's got to figure out what he's going to do with the rest of his life. So a very interesting book. Those two were both my November nonfiction. And then I'm still working my way through Lora Dune. I think the reading is next week. The group read meeting is next weekend. I'm only on page 379, and it goes to 695. Am I going to finish this in a week with everything else that's going on? I don't know. And the thing is, it's dragging for me, but when I do, finally get the time to sit down and read it, and I'm not falling asleep after a page or two, I do enjoy it. Like last night, I climbed into bed at 9:30, and I read a good chunk. So, and I was enjoying it, but I think it's the pages are too yellow, the print is too small, and I just have too much else going on. And this is a long, it's wordy, and people complain about that, and maybe that's what's dragging me, dragging it out for me. But on the other hand, it's a really cozy book. I wish I didn't have anything else going on. I would just sink into it. I feel that way about a lot of these books. I have too much going on, and I really don't like juggling so many books at one time. I just can't do it very well with all the other chaos that's going on. So anyway, so I hope to finish it. I'll read as much as I can. I'll join in on the discussion, maybe just listen. But I really doubt that I'm going to get 300 pages read this or more read this week. So that's unfortunate. And another sad thing is that I have not picked up Phineas Finn for a week. I'm still on page 80. I've barely started. And again, this is the same thing. It's I forget that my eyes are bad. It's tiny print, yellowed paper. It's just really hard on my eyes. I need like this incredible, like I'm, about to perform surgery or something, like this really strong light on the page, and then I'm holding it up like this, and it tires my eyes out. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to switch my strategy and maybe go to more audiobooks. I just am not a real audiobook. I have done it occasionally, but it's just not a mode that works for me. But I think I'm going to have to adjust my strategy somehow in reading. Anyway, so the theory is that at night I'll go to bed early and I'll get a chunk of this read, and then a few nights a week I'll also read some of this. That hasn't been happening. So poor Phineas Finn. And I really want to read the Palliser series. I really do. So I don't know. I'm a little bit displeased with my reading speed and just how much I've piled on myself. For December, I'm not making a TBR. I'm not. I'm going to finish up stuff that hasn't been finished. I might try to pick up a book that I wanted to read earlier in the year and didn't. And I think I'm just going to read like really light stuff and go out of 2021 just taking it easy. Because January is going to be, I think, a little bit intimidating. I've been trying to find books for the Africa Cup. I joined the Africa Cup group, which in the summer I was part of the Euro Cup, and I'm not even a sportsy person, but it's just really fun to tie books and reading about other countries, or reading things by authors from other countries that just are so unfamiliar to me. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and for some reason that makes me interested in soccer or football, which I've never really been. My husband's kind of amazed at me. So anyway, so that is my update. And it's 12 minutes now, so I realized I had too many books to make it a really short video. But anyway, I'll try to keep it. Short as possible. So I better stop talking. All right. Well, I hope you're doing well, and take care and happy reading. Bye bye.